This is Hanging Heavy.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hanging Heavy. As always, I'm your boy Dese, and today, if you haven't heard this music or you don't recognize it, it's been a long time coming since my boy's been around, and I'm talking about none other than TheeWhiteCarlton.
Yo. Good to be back, buddy.
Yeah, man, long time.
Has been a hot minute.
Oh yeah. But before we get too ahead of ourselves and get all slippery and wet before it's necessary, we have a tradition around here where at the top of every show we take a shot, we chug a beer, we take a big old gulp of whatever we got near. You ready?
Yeah.
And then put that in the air, and in 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Fuck.
Use those scanners to locate
Gin shots just don't hit.
clear the gunk, turn on power, and we'll be good.
What was that?
Gin is not a good shooting drink. Oh, gin. Gin is
Gin?
not a good shooting drink.
And
Yeah.
nah,
I like gin, don't get me wrong. I actually really like gin, but it's not a shooting shot kind of thing.
every time I drink gin, I'm like,
Gin's such a happy drink for me, man. You know, like different alcohols, you start to realize how they make you feel.
yeah, which ones you
Right,
like, and
like
which ones you
vodka's
don't.
always a little bit violent, and you know, wine gets you a little saucy, gets you a little romantic, and it's just something about gin, dude.
How can you dance a day inside myself? Yeah, for me, fucking.
Hey, don't bring that up, man.
I didn't say anything. For me, tequila makes
all right.
tequila makes me aggressive, right? If I'm gonna be fighting,
Yeah.
it's because your boy be drinking some tequila. And if
See,
I'm
that's
not
vodka for
if
me.
I'm not fighting, I'm crying like a bitch.
It makes me emotional.
You don't understand me.
Wham!
But yeah, fucking. How's it going, man? How's it hanging, so to speak?
Things are hanging.
Get it?
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Because
Cause I ain't got no underwear on.
I mean, because
What?
you rock climb.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. It's one of the only things my body will tolerate right now. Is my phone going off? Oh, you bastard. That's you. I should probably inform the people that you sent me those clips.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
That's currently...
It's kind of funny playing sound bites of text message sounds. After a while, I'll even be fucking editing or whatever, and I'll hear, what the fuck? And I'll look at my phone and like, I haven't had that message tone in like months. What the fuck?
It's still mine. It's always funny when I leave it on, or like leave my ringer on at work, right? And like things are quiet, you're doing things with your client, and then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, and they're like, what? What the fuck? What was that? You know, someone in the room with us?
Is
You're
it?
like,
Is
no.
it? Has
No.
it ever been when like they say something like not inappropriate, but like it goes off at like probably the worst time?
I've had that happen at home quite a few times, right? Where you're like watching TV or talking with the kid, and you make a joke, and then Hank will, say that, and it's just like the perfect response. To what was just said.
Yeah.
I've never had it. I've never had it at work that happened before though. But I did have one client immediately that was like, "Was that Hank Hill?" Yes.
That's a good
Yes,
ear.
it was. Like, yeah. I was like, "You win today, buddy. Nice one.
Well, you know what?
Gold star for you."
Speaking of Hank Hill, you also really like King of the Hill. Have you seen the reboot?
I've seen snippets of it from YouTube, but I haven't watched a full episode through and through. I've seen enough to have a sort of opinion, but I also don't. I don't want to form my opinion too solidly without having seen like a whole show, right? Or at least one full episode. Because King of the Hill has always been one of those. You need the full episode.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah,
much context in the show.
You lose
and
a lot of it. Yeah, exactly.
They've always done that really well. Yeah. So, one thing I will say is, I obviously, the guy that used to voice Dale passed away, and rest in peace to him, because Dale is just such an iconic character.
Yeah.
And he's one of those ones. The older I get, the more I realize Dale's fucking right.
Dale fucking rocks, dude.
Yeah, but we won't go there. Yeah, I do love Dale. I think his episodes were often like peak King of the Hill.
Yeah.
I like the raccoon episode where he gets rabies and he's just like out in the forest by himself. Dude, it's like gotta be one of my favorite ones. Or Dale at the Megalomart, where they're looking for like the pest control kind of thing, right? And he's got all the guys there and everyone starts disappearing, and then they all think they're hunting like a possum, and Dale's like, "No, I'm looking for Chuck Mangione." And you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Who actually, so funny enough, I didn't realize Chuck Mangione's a real musician.
Yeah.
I always figured that was just like a made-up guy for the show. I'm assuming he's American, and like I just hadn't heard of him. And so the way that I found out was I had a client that had, she's like, "Hey, I've got all these old records. Do you know anyone that would do anything with them?" And I said, "Well, I'll take them from you if you want, and I'll go through. I'll keep a few, and I'll probably just like, I can go drop the rest off for you at a Value Village or something like that." And she had fucking 5 Chuck Mangione records. I was like, "No way! Like, this isn't real?"
The fuck?
Dude, it blew my mind. I was like, "Holy shit!" So that's pretty cool. But to circle back, sorry, I'm disappointed in the guy that's voicing Dale. And so the guy that's currently voicing Dale, the guy that took him over, from what I've heard, I don't think he does his character justice at all. I think he's really missing the high notes. He does the really low bit of Dale good when he's not being as eccentric. But he's missing that eccentric Dale.
Yeah.
Right? Where he flips the switch and he gets, we know! It gets all crazy and look at Sanch.
I know.
Right? Like some of those classics. And so I was reading this article that was talking about this kind of stuff, and I guess the guy that's currently voicing Dale used to voice Khan, but had to give up voicing Khan because he's not Laotian, right?
Okay,
and you
so I saw all
that's
of
a
it
whole other
already.
Okay.
And if I'm correct, there's 10 episodes, not 8. I'm not
Right.
sure.
And that's what, Hulu or Disney or
Hulu. You're right. Hulu. God damn, I can type. Let me see. Excuse me. Googling. Well, yeah, fucking. The first thing that I noticed right away, the voices were off. All of them, right?
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
And it's been a long time,
Yeah,
right?
it's
as
been
well,
like 20
which is
years
something that we
or
have.
some shit.
Okay. Yeah, so people's voices change within that time.
Yeah,
Things
yeah.
happen. I mean, much like a singer,
Yeah.
their voice capabilities do degrade with age. So
Hey.
we have to give them a little bit of grace. And
Yeah,
granted,
yeah.
their characters are older and stuff. So.
If you can get past that and the first episode, it's all right. The first episode's not a bad episode, but the second episode and thereafter, it gets better.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, I want to say the actor that was Dale was alive when they recorded like the majority of the first 6 episodes, and then after that, it's
okay.
the voiceover guy. And
Right. Okay, so a couple of the clips I saw might have been from some of the later ones. 'Cause
they
it
might actually
didn't
have
sound.
been the guy that plays Dale.
Oh,
Because
really? Hey,
yeah, the first thing that I
it was
noticed
just
is
that.
like it sounds like someone that thinks they know what Dale sounds like. And like you said it earlier, fucking, it's been a good while. I'm sure he completely forgot how to even do Dale, right? And then he
Yeah.
passed, so there's really nothing else they could do other than find someone close
Yeah.
enough, right?
Well, and I heard that this guy that used to voice Khan, basically he did a Dale impression, sort of out of the blue, and then someone heard it in the studio and was like, "Yeah,
That's
that's
Dale.
basically like he said." They were like, "Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good enough, right?" As
yeah.
opposed to actually looking for someone who could truly bring the voice. And I get, you're keeping it in house, and he's going to be someone that would have had respect for the original voice actor. And so I like all that, and I understand all that, and keeping things in house. But at the same time, it's like, man, I bet you could have easily found someone that could mimic his voice nearly
Oh
perfect.
yeah, for
Like,
sure.
the internet is free,
Or
right?
like,
You did some kind of auditions, dude. Yeah,
check
you
it
would have
out.
found
Fucking,
somebody.
I saw when they, I guess, teased that they were gonna do this shit a while back. I remember on the video that they announced it on, I saw a comment that maybe after the actor for Dale passed, uh, I
Yeah,
saw a comment that was like, "Oh, that would be the fucking like the best and easiest way to like gloss over the fact that he's dead is make it like Dale gets like all this shitty, crazy reconstructive surgery in Mexico, so his voice sounds different, he looks different, his like mannerisms are
right.
different because
Oh,
he's trying
yeah.
to hide from the government,
Hi.
right? Yeah,
Yeah. I like that.
that would be like
Yep.
the easiest way to get like to
It would have been.
mask like the loss of him, right? And in only
I
in
like that, and
hindsight,
it's totally fitting within his
yeah, it
character
makes
too,
sense,
right?
right? Like he would do some crazy
Yeah,
shit like that. Now, Hank, I can
yeah,
get the face lifting surgery for 20% cheaper.
yeah,
The
yeah. And
Zionist,
then you could
Hank.
talk about well, and they were bringing in a lot of modern stuff, right? And that would
Yeah,
have been an easy one to start talking something like AI facial recognition.
or like the,
Boom, done. You,
or like
like
the,
there's so many different.
fuck. Yeah, like there are so many different things they could have done, or like that he was whacked because he like pulled on the wrong
Right.
string.
Yeah. And then comes back like the episode after we all think he's dead, and it's just like, oh,
Or like,
nope, oh, he was just hiding.
or like the government does actually like track him and they take him and they clone him. That way, like his voice
Right.
is a little bit different. It's close, but it's not
Yeah.
like there could have been creative ways that they could have done it, and
Definitely.
they could have even gone with AI, right? If his
Yep. Oh yeah.
if his family would have been okay with it, like they could have used all of the shit from every King of the Hill to get the
Yeah.
voice proper and build a model of his character, I
Yeah.
guess.
But I could see that. Like there are a lot of tensions these days about AI being
Yeah.
used for things, so I could see them maybe not wanting to support something like that. It'd be a tricky one
I
to
believe Mike
implement,
Judge said that, like,
especially
yeah.
with his character.
I believe Mike Judge just said like fuck all that AI shit. Nah.
Right.
He's gone, so he's gone. Like we're not gonna
Yeah.
prop up his dead body.
I got big respect for Mike
Yeah.
Judge. He's got a lot of points. He's always been pretty based in, I don't know, reality, and common sense.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, hence the show, right? Like King of the Hill is a prime example of that, and very, very centrist. He's very good at poking fun at both sort of spectrums,
Yeah.
beliefs, right? A little bit more progressivism, a little bit more conservatism. I mean, that's Hank's whole thing is basically coming to terms with a world that's becoming more progressive. And I imagine, well, the couple clips that I did see were talking. There was like some stuff about Connie being like polyamorous and
Yeah, they
stuff,
really
right? And you're
made
like, oh yeah, that's a big modern.
they made her like super unlikable.
Right.
She went from being like one of the characters you wanted to
More.
see fucking do good and shit
Yeah.
into like kind of a cunt.
Well, yeah, and then it's so the clips that I saw almost made it kind of glorify polyamory, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like okay, this is they've kind of like switched their tune here, but by the end of it, they did kind of level it out a little, and you're going, okay, so they've explained what it is, but they're not exactly saying that it's better than the other alternative, right? Or which is proper. Like it's okay to talk about these things, you know. That's,
Yeah.
it's important, but yeah. Anyways, it did seem at the beginning. I was like, oh, here's like the woke shit coming in, and they're totally glorifying polyamory, and
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh no, they're definitely not glorifying it. They are. There's some comments that get made, and you're like, okay, like they're literally just pointing it out, and that's a part of today's culture. And you go, yeah,
Yes.
well, it is. No denying that, right?
Yeah.
But King of the Hill has always done that well, where they're like, okay, we're not going to force people how to think. Here's, not even exactly what we think, but here's just this is what's happening, and these are some altering opinions, and ultimately they leave it up to you to be like, which you agree with or not.
Yeah, the one thing
Which is
that
how all that stuff should be, right?
the one thing that I'll give them is the writing stayed like it feels like King of the Hill, right? It doesn't feel like
Right.
the thing that should not be.
It doesn't feel like a bunch of yeah, which is how a lot of stuff has been rebooted these days.
Yeah, it
You
doesn't.
can tell that it's not the same writers coming back, or
Yeah.
they've made some shifts to try to appease more modern culture and whatnot, right?
I mean, it kind of does,
so
right?
it-
Like Hank, he's always been like a conservative, right? But
Yeah.
the world changes, right? So you got to change your views, and it's kind of
change with
interesting
it.
to see Hank, to see Hank being like so like, rigid, I guess, because of his fucking shitty father. But like
Right.
he kind of comes into his own, and he's kind of cool. Like Hank is. I always thought Hank was like a cornball, right? But
Totally.
in a good
Yeah.
way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But like now
It's interesting watching the show as an adult
yeah, for sure,
versus having watched it as a kid growing up, right?
I liked it as a kid, but like there was a lot of shit that I definitely missed. It's
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And some of the stuff you don't really get until I mean, King of the Hill is a show about life experience, and the more life experience that you have, the more you're going to relate to the stuff that you see in it, right?
yeah, exactly.
They're very specific scenarios a lot of the time. Like things like Hank's frustration with Bobby, right? Until you're a parent, it's
Yeah.
really hard to truly understand that.
That boy,
But then, yeah, something about that boy, right? But just like his disappointment in certain things sometimes, and you go, "Oh, what? Like Bobby's just doing this," and then as a parent, you're like, "Oh no, I fucking get that."
understand.
Like, yeah, I feel you, Hank, right? But then, and alternatively, when Bobby does something good, and then you actually see like the the joy and the care that he shares for his son, and when he has moments to be really proud of him, he really is. And you go, okay, like Hank's not just an asshole that thinks that his son's this like kind of bit of a loser. He's just wants his son to be better, which is, I think, every father, we end up in those kind of moments where you're like, oh, okay, that that's a little embarrassing or whatever. But let's try to be a little bit better with this, or I don't know.
Yeah, there's a
But it doesn't mean that we don't love our kids, right? And but those are the kind of nuances that as a kid I just didn't get. I was laughing at stuff like Bobby kicking someone in the crotch, going, "I don't know you. That's my purse," right?
I don't know you. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Uh,
There's an episode where I guess Bobby tries to like really connect with Hank, and it fucking goes not the way he intended, and I don't know. To me, that's probably my favorite episode of this season, where they go to Dallas training camp, and that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, fucking. I was worried it was gonna be a fucking cash grab or like a nostalgia pool, but it turned out to
Yeah.
be better than I anticipated, and I'm glad I gave it a
That's
shot.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that because I do feel like a lot of things these days, like you say, the nostalgia pull or quick cash grab. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of new ideas because
Yeah.
old ideas are tried and true, right?
Too easy,
They know
yeah.
that it's going to sell to some degree, whether they butcher it or not.
Yeah.
My issue has always been, and for me, the one that stung the most was The Witcher. Netflix's The Witcher, because
Yeah.
I was like really invested in that story. Like I'd gone through the books, I'd played the games. You literally hired the dream hire. Henry Cavill was the guy to do it. He had so much respect for the author. He had so much respect for the games, for the books, for the lore. And the biggest downfall for that show was Henry not being able to stick to the lore, right? And he called the show out multiple times, and that's why he left. And that's frustrating when you're going, hey, we're going to take this IP that's like literally already written or already has like a particular theme or style, right? Like King of the Hill. When you go to watch King of the Hill, you're kind of expecting a certain something. And when they get these reboots or sometimes these adaptations, you get these people sometimes that just don't have the respect
Yeah, that don't have
for
the
the
love
original,
for it. Yeah.
right? Yeah, so something like King of the Hill would be okay, bringing on a whole new set of writers that look at the old stuff and they're going, oh yeah, you know what? Like it was a little racist-y and that was a little bit redneck, and we need to bring it up to date. And you go, well, okay, like they're older and we should talk about things from the modern era, but also, it needs to be King of the Hill where you are kind of looking at it from both ends, and you do have a couple of those little redneck bits in there too, right? It's all part of the show. You can't take that out, and that was like The Witcher as well. Adapting a story that's already done. The games have already been made. You're expecting it to go a certain way, and then you find out that the writers that they hired literally, some of them were like, yeah, I actually don't like the books. Why are you on the show then? Why are you writing for this show if you don't enjoy the source material? And it's just unfortunate to see different IPs have that happen, where it's brought up in bad faith, right? Or like a reboot that's done in bad faith because they're like, well, we're gonna rewrite this to make this different.
Yeah, we're gonna make
this
this
the way that we always envisioned it. Yeah.
We're gonna make this badass
Make it
character
fun.
a lot less badass and
Dropping some extra batteries. Come to the gun, get a
The
line.
Last of Us.
Let 'em break.
make.
That one hurt a little.
I thought you loved that one.
I really don't want to talk about that one. though.
Well, I guess with that being said, we'll go ahead and end the episode there. Want to go ahead and shout out my boy TheeWhiteCarlton one more time. Hopefully everybody's in a
Thanks,
good
buddy.
spot. If you're not, your boy loves you. And if you haven't heard it in a while, there you go. As always, I'm your boy Desecrator. This was Hanging Heavy. As always, much love and rich and rare.